Good morning, good afternoon, namaste, all of you. Welcome to the Body Mind Intellect session of Tatva Bodha. Today, we are going to start with the second chapter of Body Mind Intellect, which is key component of life. So, we completed chapter one. So, those who joined recently, we will send all the links of video once again in a group so that they can go through the chapter one. So I would request Anurag ji to take it over from here and start the chapter 2 of BMI. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prashant ji. Once again, a very warm welcome, Swagatam to one and all who have joined this session. On behalf of Path of Divine Life, Tatva Bodha program, I'm welcoming you all. So let us start this fifth session. We are having this fifth lecture. Every month there is one lecture. So let's start with the prayer. सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Today we are starting the chapter number 2, which is key components of life. In the first chapter, Essentials of Life, we discussed at a very broad level about the goal of the life, the high level structure of the personality or the self. What is body, what is mind, what is intellect. We talked about the 7 stages of the knowledge, the barriers in the knowledge which we get. We talked about the 24 gurus of Dattatreya, nature as a guru. We touched upon religion. We touched upon on the 4 qualifications of a seeker. So all that in the last chapter. And today we are going a little bit advanced in the second chapter, where we are going to look more into this evolution of the cosmos, our body cosmos, this microcosmos or the macrocosmos. And here we will be talking more about the different forms of manifestations which are there at a very high level. And then there are various laws of the nature which are impeccably and very precisely and accurately working in the nature. We will touch upon those. The law of cause and effect, law of destiny, law of karma. We keep hearing about all these things. These play a very, very, very critical role in our life, day-to-day life. What is the sequence of evolution? How this whole body comes into what are the different other elements which are there, which constitute our body? We are going to talk about the 3 gunas, the 3 mental temperaments, the 5 sheaths which kind of binds our entire existence, and the 4th form beyond the 3rd form, beyond the 3 forms of manifestations. What is the 4th form? So this is the content of the chapter 2. We'll see how much we can cover today. Otherwise, the rest will go into the next lecture. So we are starting this. So creation, a very wonderful thing. Creation is happening all around us. Anything which gets created, it has to finish also. Okay, it gets created and then it has a sustenance, which we call it as a life of that object or a subject, and then it transforms, it changes its form, and then takes another form. That's how this whole creation, the game of creation, goes on. But in the center of all this, there is a sound, vibration. This entire universe is full of vibration. Everything you see around you, everything you can perceive, and anything which you cannot perceive, everything is a sound. Anything which is vibrating is a sound. So if you have to say that you are also a sound, I am also a sound, but we have given names to this. I have a name called I am Anurag, but at the very, very basic level, this is a sound which is going on. This is vibration, this is energy. My body, my mind, my intellect, the desires, thoughts, whatever is happening is all vibration. It is all sound. Sound is the center of everything in this universe. We are talking about corona these days, right? So this is a virus. Virus is also a sound because it has a vibration. It has a frequency at which it is vibrating. Then we talk about antivirus, the vaccine. That is also a sound at the end of the day. It is also energy of some form. So energy is treating energy at the very basic level. It is vibrating at a particular frequency. This antivirus, which is vibrating at another frequency, comes, and the resultant frequency is something different. So every science, everything is based on these signs of frequencies, signs of vibration. Our body vibrates at a normal frequency. Every organ is vibrating. And then we say, my body is a healthy body. Okay. Then some disease happens, some imbalance happens in the body, which is called a disorder. That means the frequency of my body has changed. Even one part of my body, the frequency changes, the resultant, the overall frequency also changes. Then what do? I go to a doctor. The doctor gives me a medicine. Medicine is also having a vibration. So that vibration I take, that mixes with my overall vibration and again restores my original vibration. And then I say my disorder is corrected. That's how this whole sound plays a role in our life. Okay. So similarly, when we say that how this start happens, okay, there is one ocean. This, when we call it as a Brahm, which is the truth, that is the single truth, the only single entity which is existing. Okay. Now, these number of vibrations, one vibration then results into multiple vibrations. It multiplies. And that's how this ekoham bahusyami, it is called as that one to plurality. Plurality has come into play. Singularity and plurality that has taken place. When we talk at the body level, one cell multiplies and trillions of cells are formed. And then this body comes into shape, our physical body. When we are talking at the mental level, one desire is born, and from one desire multiply and numerous desires, they take place. For example, I have in the young age, we have a desire to become something in some career. Okay, we want to become a doctor. Okay, that is the desire. Now, when you become a doctor, then you say that no, I want to become a specialized doctor in this area, or I want to have hospital also, my own hospital. Okay, then I start chasing building my own hospital. So that's how one desire is giving rise to the other desire. So they multiply. So at the subtle level also, this multiplication, ekoham bahusyami, takes place. Similarly, at the thought level, intellect level, one thought is giving rise to multiple thoughts, and the chain of thoughts gets created. And that's how this whole process of multiplication, reproduction, and this world gets created around us from one to many. That is ekoham bahusyami. This is described in a different form in the scriptures, in Puranas and all. It is described that there was a God had a desire and to take birth, and then that desire multiplied, and we see this world around. So in a very metaphoric way, these things have been explained. But this is all vibration. One vibration gives rise to the other vibration. Now, when the creation is taking place, it manifests, the matter manifests into the three layers. There will be unmanifested matter, and then there will be manifested matter. That's how this whole world is there. The world has two parts, unmanifested part and the manifested part. So, and then there is consciousness, or we call it Brahm here. Brahm or Atma, there are several names given to that entity, that element. So in the presence of Brahm, this matter is manifesting into different forms. That is how the creation and this whole cycle is going on. Bhagavad Gita 14.1, and then there are many various other scriptures where this whole equation has been given as a scriptural proof. Now, if you see on your right hand side, an example of an iceberg is taken over there. So manifested and unmanifested, you can understand. Only a part of the iceberg is visible, which is, we call it as a gross. In our sense, part of our body which can be perceived by the five senses is the gross. Then there is a subtle part which is hidden. So then there is a causal part. Everything has a cause. That, and if we see the plant has a cause which we call it as a seed. But when the manifestation has taken place, that seed is no more there. If you go and dig the earth, you will not find any seed over there. That seed has become one, turned and transformed into the plant, and it's there in everywhere in the plant. That seed is there. So the causal body which is there, and then it transforms. Causal body is the seed. Then it manifests into the subtle body, which is our mind, desires, thoughts, and then they further manifest into gross body, where the actions which we are taking are taking place. So actions are the last thing which happens. Okay, but the cause here is in the seed, from where these actions are coming, where these projections are happening. These are the three manifestations, three layers of manifestations: causal, subtle, and the gross. And then when we talk about mind, in the subtle, you talk about the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious world. So there are three worlds which we reside: the conscious world, which we see around, then there is a subconscious, and then there is an unconscious. So consciousness is actually operating at different level. That's where we decide it, whether it is a conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. And we will talk more about it as we go forward in this chapter. Now, this is the circle of life. As I said, there are many laws of the nature which are working unbiased, impartially, and they are working as it is on every creation which is there. The parent law is the law of the cause and effect. For every cause, there is an effect. And then for every effect becomes a cause, and then the effect happens. So there is a chain of the things. Okay. Suppose I am having a stomach problem today. So that is an effect. That my stomach is upset is an effect. But the cause could be I might have eaten something undesired, which I have eaten, that has caused this effect. So the cause of my stomach upset is there. Okay. Now, upset stomach becomes a cause for something else. So upset stomach may lead to fever or some other problem, headache. Okay. So that's how the chain reaction is taking place. Cause, effect. Then effect becomes a cause for something, and then something else comes up. So cause and effect is there in every action. Without cause and effect, there will not be any action. And if there is no action, there will not be any life. So cause and effect is playing a role throughout our life, before our life, and even after our life, after the death, I would say. This cause and effect keeps on working incessantly in its own manner. Birth is a cause, then death definitely is going to be the effect of it. So the Cause of the death is birth. If there will not be any death if there is no birth, and then there will not be any birth if there is no death. That is how this cyclic process continues. You see, during the day, what happens? The morning takes birth, and then it dies. And when morning dies, evening takes birth. So evening is the effect of the cause of the death of the morning, birth of evening taking place. And when the evening dies, the birth of night takes place. This is a cause and effect. But during all this day, night, morning to evening to night, one thing is maintained throughout, which we call it as a day. Morning is also a day, same day. Evening is also a same day. And night is also a same day. So day is maintained, but some phases are changing out of it. And that's what we are calling as a birth and death. And when we take the same example in the context of life, we are child, and then there is a process of growth happens. The child becomes a youth, then youth becomes an adult becomes a senior adult, and then that goes on. The various phases are there, but during all these phases, one thing is maintained, that is the life. Life is maintained. Even if you are 7-year-old, you will say, this is my life. When you are 20-year-old, you will say, this is my life. 60-year-old, this is my life. Okay. So life is maintained throughout, but there are different phases which are there. Cause and effect cycle continues like that. Now, cause and effect, you see further in this, when you understand the whole cycle of your body, there will be a thought, there will be desires, and then there will be actions. In the context of body, mind, intellect, action happening in the body, emotions in the mind, desires in the mind, and then thoughts coming out of the intellect. These cycles. And then from where the thoughts are coming, that is also we need to see. If thought has born in my mind, there has to be a cause for the thought. It cannot born without any cause. So that is the seed from where the thought has manifested. From something which is unmanifested in my part of the body, my unmanifested part starts to manifest in the form of thought, desires, and then I perform the action. This cycle continues. And then action becomes further into the seed, and then seed, this cycle continues. Similar to the example of a plant, where the seed bud comes out, and then there is sapling comes out, sapling develops into the plant, and then on the plant you get the flowers, then you get the fruits, and then again within the fruits you find the same seed. The seed which you actually originally sowed has vanished, but it has come into the 1,000 other seeds in the form of fruit. This cycle goes on like that. This is the cycle which is taking place. Cause and effect is happening. Now, this is the parent law of nature, cause and effect. It has two parts. Cause and effect has two different further laws coming out of it. Law of destiny and law of karma. There is a difference between law of destiny and law of karma. When we are talking about destiny, we are talking about the past and the present, who we are today. So whatever we are today is the result of what we have done in the past. Our thoughts, our desire, and our actions done in the past have resulted this personality which I am there today. So law of destiny has two components, past and the present. Whatever has been done cannot be changed now today. The past we cannot go and change. It is done and it is non-existing anymore. That moment which was there, what was done is done. It is gone. Now I am in the new moment. Nothing can be changed. And I'm not talking about this particular life. Since then, this cycle is going on. So many things, and our personality has come to this stage whom we are today. So that is the destiny we have created. Nobody else has created this destiny. We try to blame that today I am in this, I am this problem, these challenges are there, I am suffering because of something else, because you did something else. That is the incorrect interpretation. Today, wherever I am and whatever is going in my life, it's because whatever I have sown in the soil, it has popped up in the form of my personality today. So destiny working on the past and the present. But then comes the law of karma on top of it. Law of karma deals in the past, present, and the future also. It gets added to that. Okay, so that's the difference. Destiny, past and present. Law of karma, present, past, present, and future. That means tomorrow is still in our hand. Tomorrow, what I am going to be, it is still in my hand. I can change my destiny. So whatever I do today or today onwards, I can change the course of my life. I can change the course of my destiny. We have heard about many examples where a very gentle person or person who is considered very good, doing to be good deeds, have transformed into a bad person. And the other way around also. People who are doing more sins, negative person has transformed into the positive person. Several references are there. Several examples are there. Okay? The change in the whole transformation, what we say. Why? How it is happening? Because law of karma is acting there. Law of karma brings the concept of two things, prarabdha and purusharth. What is prarabdha? Whatever is done in the past. So my destiny, prarabdha. Prarabdha cannot be changed. But purusharth, today I am free to take actions. I am free to take my efforts. I can do purusharth and I can change the course of it. And that's where when somebody has to go to that final state, come out of this cycle of cause and effect and realize that truth, one has to do purusharth. Without purusharth, there is no mukti, there is no liberation will be there. This cycle will continue otherwise. Many of us, we say that we consider or we have heard that whatever is happening in my life is due to the will of the God. So I leave it to the God, let the things happen. Okay. So that's the kind of thinking comes. Okay, God is doing all this, I am not doing, God has made my life like this. Or we say that it is because of the stroke of luck, this has happened. By chance, this has happened in my life. So this is chance, fortune, luck, and all is all our own creation. But at the bottom, these laws are working. Okay. So we need to understand this. We need to study these in details. Then these three laws will give a lot of answers to the questions we have about our life. Why certain things happen in my life? Why I am not getting what I want in my life? Okay, why every time I do go there and I fail? So there are so many such questions that come into the life. What happens after the death? So cause and effect, law of karma will also give you the answer that what happens after the death. It will also give you the concept of rebirth, reincarnation. Theory of reincarnation, theory of rebirth is an extension of these laws only. So these are the three basic laws which we need to think, reflect, and it will give a lot of answers to us. So one more thing, when we are talking about that seed, from where the thought cycle is coming out, that unmanifested desire or unmanifested thought is called vasana. Vasana, the V-A-S-A-N-A, is the unmanifested thought or the unmanifested desire. In the Vedanta darshan, it is called as vasana. So vasana is the seed of our whatever desires, whatever we are doing in our life. Vasana is the seed. And when we do, we create more seed, means we create more vasana. So we keep on exhausting the vasanas and we keep on accumulating the vasanas. And then this goes on And due to these vasanas, because of these vasanas, we take the birth again. This unmanifested part still exists after the death. After the death, only the physical body goes away. The gross part of the body goes away. It is like cremated or it is buried. It is given back to the 5 elements. But the subtle parts of the body, the energies which are there, they all release out from the body. Okay. And manifested, that is also the manifested part. Your unfulfilled desires and your unmanifested desires, they also get released out. They still remain. And then because of the force of these unmanifested desire, a new body looks for new body and a new creation starts taking place. And this is how the whole rebirth thing comes into the play. Now, here you see are the total number of elements. So 25 elements of evolutions and 3 gunas constitute this whole body. You have heard about the 5 fundamental elements, Panch Tattva, Prithvi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Akasha. These are the 5. But overall, everything you say, which this consists, if you consider the subtle parts of the body also, total there are 25 elements. 25th element is the consciousness or the Atma. I'm talking. And then there are 24 elements which are on top of it. So Atma is in certain literature, scripture, Atma is also considered as an element. Okay? So that's the 25th element. So when we talk about Brahma or Purusha or soul or consciousness, in the presence of it, that Ekoham Bahusyami, one vibration, single vibration or the Shabda, sound takes place, and then the whole manifestation starts. Originally, if you see the Prakriti, the nature, it is unmanifested. That all the 3 gunas are there. Sattva, Rajat, Tamas. These are the 3 gunas. These 3 gunas will be in the equal proportion. So equal proportion will be there. That means there is nothing. It is called as the pralay kal. There is nothing which is existing. And then the vibration starts the manifestation from there. From the balanced state of the 3 gunas, the unbalanced state will start. One guna will be higher and different proportions will come. And these 3 gunas, due to these forces, these qualities, the intellect is the first thing which gets formed from there, which we call as Mahat. Now, if we just look at Purusha, Prakriti and Mahat, how beautifully this has been explained for the people in the Bhakti Marg, in the figurative speech, if we say in the scriptures, it is explained as Shiva, Parvati and Ganesha. Shiva is told as the Chetana or the soul. Parvati, his consort, has been depicted, which is Prakriti, has been depicted as Parvati. Okay, the wife of Shiva. And their child is depicted as Ganesha, who is the lord of the intellect, Mahat, Buddhi. But this is how basically, if you see, it is having like that. But all those are depictions in the figurative speech. So intellect, which is born out of the Sattva Guna. The Sattva Guna, from the Prakriti, results in the intellect. And then ego is there. And ego, you see the 3 gunas are there, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and the whole body is getting formed from there, taking different parts of these gunas. So Tamas is more prominent for the Panch Tanmatras and the Panch Mahabhutas. And the Sattva, you go little subtle bodies, towards subtle bodies you go. Mind is the one of the sense organs, it is said, the 6th, the 11th sense in Indriya it is given. Panch Karmendriya, that is 5 organs of action. 5 Panch Jnanendriya, 5 sense organs, 5 sensory things. And then 11th is the mind. It is also counted as an Indriya, sense. It senses. It has the sensory centers. So different proportion of Sattva, Raj, Tamas is there. In every creation, these three gunas are present, but their proportion will vary. So we will talk more about these three gunas now. So sattva, rajas, and tamas. These are the three forces, very subtle forces or qualities which define the whole course of creation. So what is tamas here? Tamas is more about inactiveness. It is full of ignorance or the darkness, and it brings lot of passivity, inertia, lethargy, indolence, inactive. So anything, any personality which is a tamas, where the tamas is more at the body level or at the mental level, that person will be leading more of an inactive life. Person who dreams more but does not converts his uh, desires into actions. Lazy person, lethargic person, he has no goal in the life, no conviction in the life. That is more becomes a tamasic person. That doesn't mean sattva and rajas is not there in that person, but they have been overpowered by the tamasic guna or the tamas guna. That's about inaction. Tamas leads to inaction. Okay. Rajas. Rajas is action. Lot of action is there. Okay. Rajas guna. So passion, action, vibrancy is there. That is all the Rajas guna. But Rajas is an action, but if sattva is not there, this action will have no direction. So action performed without direction is more of a Rajasic person. Rajasic person will make lot of efforts. He will have his desires and wants to convert his desires, but all these desires will be targeted towards the world, outside world, and he will chase the worldly objects mostly. Runs behind the career, runs behind the status, runs behind the power of the society, have power. All that game you see people play, they are more Rajasic in nature because they are looking for the joy, they are looking for the happiness. They think all these things are there in the external world. All their pursuits will be in the external world. And then one fine day, you must have heard several examples, right, where people who have made billions of wealth, they realize and then they start donating it. They realize that all the life we have chased for all this, but I haven't got that peace which I always wanted to have. Alexander the Great is another example who went like this, right? Throughout his life, he kept chasing for that power to become the most powerful ruler of the world. But when the death came, the reality struck that all this action was happening without in the wrong direction. If he had made all those efforts in the life in the right direction, he would have really become that most powerful person. Okay, so Rajas is there. Okay, passion, action, vibrant. So what happens when tamas comes? Tamas actually unveils the path of the Rajas person. And that's where this person gets really misled or loses his way, because tamas is kind of wheels. The tamas tattva, which is also there, which creates a veil or the darkness for this person and stops the light of the sattva falling onto that. And that's where the clarity of the direction is not there. Sattva gives the clarity of the direction. It illuminates the whole this thing, the components of the body, sattva guna. So sattva brings purity, it brings stability, serenity, piousness, and detachment, because it has the clarity for the person. The person, when we have a sattva guna person is there, person who has sattva as a more dominant force, that person will perform the action, but that action will be governed by the direction. So there will be an intellect, and then the desires will be kind of controlled by that, by the light of the intellect will control the desires, and then the actions will be performed accordingly. So such people will always respond to the situation, whereas other people, rajasic people and all, will generally react to the situation because they don't have direction. It's like you are running in the forest in the night. Forest is still there, but due to the lack of light, you run and you lose your way. You don't know where you are going. Causes a lot of fear, lot of uncertainty is there. Still you are running, sweating, going out. But if you are doing the same running in the daylight, in the sunlight, you know where exactly you are headed. You will know your path. Then you will not have that much fear. You will not have that much of uncertainty. So that is the light of sun. What I am relating here is the sattva, light of the sattva. Now these three gunas keep on changing throughout. Even in a single day in our body, may kind of transition between these three gunas. Like sometimes sattva will come up, sometimes rajas will come up, sometimes tamas will come up. And this also happens in the external world, outside world, in the whole nature. Like if you say early morning are very calm, normally it is told to us that you get up 4 o'clock in the morning. That is the best time you can to do any kind of spiritual activity, any kind of studies which you want to do. Students in our family, we tell our children, right? You get up early morning, you will be very fresh and you will be able to memorize quickly. Why? There is a less pollution. The least pollution time is the 4 to 6. At that time, sattva guna of the nature is manifesting more in the nature. And if I am aligned to this nature, that means my body is aligned to the nature. In the same window, sattva guna will be manifesting more in my body also. So even if I want to sleep, I cannot sleep after 4. My body want to get up and do the action. So all you will see that pious people and everybody, they will punctual. They will be punctual. They will get up and they will start their day in this time, and they will complete all their spiritual activities, sadhana, everything they will do in this, because that sattva is manifesting and it is aligned with the nature. There. Now, as the day progresses, after 6 o'clock, you will see the activity in the nature will start. The birds will start chirping, the movement will take place. Okay, you will see the traffic start building up, the hustle and bustle of the things will start after 6 a.m. That means the rajas has started to dominate in that time. In our body also, you will see the number of thoughts. At between 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, you may feel little relaxed. But after 6, 7, when the activities in your house starts, your traffic in the mind will increase. Okay, your mind will move from, your brain waves will move from alpha to the beta. Okay, the vibrations will increase. Little bit of stress will start generating inside you. So rajas will create stress. Sattva will reduce the stress. Rajas creates the stress. And then this whole day goes on. And when the night happens, outside in the nature, you will see that the birds will return to their place. Tamas will take place. Tamas tattva will start manifesting more into the nature outside. Things which were looking good, in the day, suddenly will start appearing to be like ghosts to us. If you had gone to a forest in the day and you go to forest in the night, you will have a different feeling. The forest will look very dangerous to you. You look at the sea, the waves you will enjoy in the daytime, but in the night, you will feel a little bit of fear when you go near to the sea. Okay. So this whole tamasic element starts and lethargy takes over. The nocturnal elements become active in that period of the day. Okay. Most people, they will go to the bars, clubs, they will get drenched into their own ways of, and they will submerge themselves into the liquor or things. These are all tamasic activities. They are retiring to the tamasic. Sensual indulgence, people will get indulged into sensual activities, all where the tamas is taking place. Sattva has gone to the very minimal, rajas, and then tamas has taken over. This is how the general activities in the day take place. Sattvic personality will behave differently, Rajasic personality will behave differently, and Tamasic personality's behavior will be different over there. So these three gunas are like three colors. Three basic colors, red, blue, green, creates this entire colorful world, millions of colors. Similarly, these three basic gunas, qualities, create the billions of personalities, billions of creation, what we see around us, because of these three gunas. They are giving different colors to the each creation. These gunas binds the jiva to the world. They will bind us to the world, because the activity is happening. When you are doing the activity, attachment to the different to the world outside, everything will take place. So it is binding to the world, these gunas. This chart relates the 5 elements and the 3 gunas. We know that earth, water, fire, air, and space. And when we talk about our body, earth is represented by the hair, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, bones, organs. That all represent the earth element in the body. The sense, the panch, tanmatra, as the tanmatra associated with earth is the smell, sense of smell, gandh. And the tendency of earth element is tamasic. Tamasic means less energy, least vibration. So earth being heavy, the vibration is less, frequency is less, it is tamasic in nature, predominantly earth element. Water is represented by bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, tears, urine, mucus, all that represents the water element in the body. The sense associated with element of water is sense of taste, rasa. Sattva and tamas equally are dominant into the water element. Okay, so that is sattva is also there and tamas is also there. We see that we use water for purification. When you are doing any kind of ritual, water is used to as a holy water, we say, right? So that is all sattva part of the water, because sattva is there, that is we consider as a purifying agent, but it also has a tamas equally into it, water element. Fire, the temperature, the physical warmth, the heat inside the body, and the sense of sight is associated with the fire. And sattva and rajas are the two dominant gunas which are here. Rajas is giving action to the fire. So fire has action, but it also it purifies. Anything you put in the fire, the quality of it will purify it. So that's the sattva part of the fire. Okay. So fire is also considered as one of the, lot of rituals are there associated with the fire in the tradition. Air in the lungs, we know we have the prana, we have the gases in the body, all representing the air element. Sense of touch is this associated with this element. Rajas means action is there. Air has lot of action, but random action. Air has no direction. It is moving everywhere. It is a force which is moving everywhere, but without any direction. So rajas is the dominant thing. When I say rajas in air, that doesn't mean I am discounting sattva and tamas. Sattva is also present there. Tamas is also present there. But the more dominating quality is rajas in the air. Action is happening. Okay. And then finally the space element. The dominant here is sattva. The dominant guna is the guna of sattva. Sense, or the tanmatra associated with space is the sound, vibration. You said, right? There is a first vibration and the whole creation starts. So sound, therefore, is considered as the energy, first energy, creation energy. Sound is the base on which this creation is taking place, due to which. So this is how the three gunas and they are associated. Now you can qualify anything into these three gunas, any creation you see. Your food also you can classify. Different kinds of food are there. You can classify whether it is a tamasic food, sattvic food, or a rajasic food, which is there. Any food which is creating more tamasic thing in your body, it is enhancing the tamas in your body, will be a tamasic food. Okay, and any food which is giving more sattvic tendency in your body will be a sattvic food. Any food which is giving more energy, making you like that action, is the rajasic food. The milk products and all go into the category of rajasic food. Whereas a lot of things like onion and non-veg thing, spicy thing, oily thing, they bring a lot of lethargy in the body. A lot of acid gets created. Okay, the liquor and all will induce a lot of sensual activities in the body. Okay, they will activate all those things. So they are all leading towards the tamasic nature in the food. Music, we all love music, but music also can be classified as a sattvic music, as a rajasic music, or as a tamasic music. Knowledge, which is the most subtle thing, knowledge. Okay, that is also there. There is a sattvic knowledge, there is a rajasic knowledge, and then there is a tamasic knowledge. What is tamasic knowledge? Knowledge which does not have any logic underneath it, which is not based on facts, which is not having any logical thing under it, which has no foundation of truth under it. That knowledge is a tamasic knowledge. Like the superstitious beliefs, what we have. Okay, black cat is crossing, then you consider that this is inauspicious to go and you stop for a time. Okay, so what is the logic behind it? If there is no logic, then it is a tamasic knowledge. Yet some people believe in it. Okay. Then what is the rajasic knowledge? Knowledge which is changing with the time is the rajasic knowledge. The knowledge of the world around us, because the world is changing, the knowledge is also changing. Okay, so that is the rajasic knowledge which is there. You see this in this corona time, so many new theories are coming out. They say that this medicine is the most effective, and after some time that medicine is told, no, this is not effective. A new medicine takes place, one after this. So knowledge keeps changing there. It is not a constant thing. It is being changed. After every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you hear something new which comes up. So it is changing. It's a rajasic knowledge. It will have logic behind it. Rajasic knowledge has a logic behind it, but it is changing with the time. And anything which is changing can't be truth. Sattvic knowledge has logic as well as the foundation of truth under it. So the law of cause and effect, law of karma, law of destiny, this is the knowledge which is not changing in any part. They were working as it is in the past, they are working as it is today, and they will work as it is tomorrow. That is all the knowledge you can qualify as a sattvic knowledge. And then comes the trans-sattvic knowledge, which is beyond the gunas, something which is beyond these gunas, that is Brahma, that is the truth, that is the Atma Jnana, eternal knowledge. Knowledge beyond time, knowledge beyond cause, knowledge beyond space. You cannot put it into the 3 dimensions. That is the supreme knowledge which is there. Trans-sattvic knowledge, trans-sattvic state it is called as. That's where this whole concept of saguna and nirguna comes into play. Saguna means creation with the gunas, with the qualities. And then nirguna means something which is beyond the gunas, that is Brahm, the pure unconditioned entity or the element is that 25th element, the truth, Brahm, which is there. As a result of Brahm, this whole creation and this thing is taking place. Like that. This explains the whole, how the three gunas takes place and how they are related in the whole evolution. So we'll close it today here, and we'll discuss rest of the things in the next chapter. Thank you for your time. We will do the Shanti part. Oh, Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Over to you, Prashantji.
Thank you, Anuragji, and thanks everyone. So, to all those who joined recently, I'll repeat, we have a format of every Sunday of a month. First Sunday of a month is our session, and the next Sunday, the second Sunday, will be a group discussion. So if you have any question, doubt, we can discuss in that group discussion session. So we'll meet next Sunday, and we'll continue this remaining part of the second chapter, and the rest of the part we will take a group discussion like question answer round. So thank you so much, and you all have a great day. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you.
Thank you.